Hello, I'm Chris Bird and welcome to Poker Room Review, your guide for live poker rooms all across the world. In each episode, we review a live poker venue, discussing the important things you need to know when planning your next poker destination. For each venue, we review a range of characteristics, including location and access, game options, service and experience, and rake and rewards. We also discuss any rules, quirks, and issues relating to each location. Today, we are at the Star Sydney Casino, Australia. This begins our series on the 3-star casino rooms that we have visited in Australia, along with the Gold Coast and Brisbane's Treasury. Sydney is Australia's largest city, a stunning destination that attracts countless domestic and international visitors from across the globe. A major poker room exists in the gorgeous Darling Harbour. We've played there, so how does it measure up? Category 1, location and access. Sydney is one of the greatest cities in the world. The incredible views boasting the Harbour Bridge and Sydney Opera House are not just beautiful, but iconic. With ocean river views, the Sydney Star sits in a prime location adjacent to the CBD, many parks and other tourist attractions. Situated in the Darling Harbour, the Sydney Star Casino sits in the heart of Sydney's tourist district. Getting there is pretty straightforward. After flying in from Sydney's busy international airport, it's about 15 minutes on the train into the city with a quick change to be dropped near the casino. Transfers cost around $10 or you can take a taxi there direct for around $25. Local accommodation options are abundant, although Sydney is an expensive city, so expect to pay a premium, although savings can be made by planning ahead. Local attractions are absolutely boundless and it is a wonderful location for a family adventure, either in Sydney itself or as a gateway to the rest of Australia. At the casino, the poker room is well signposted and easy to locate up to one end of the gaming floor. There is a registration desk and wait times are reasonable except during the busiest times when you can be waiting a while. For the cash games, you don't need a membership card, but you do for tournaments, so be sure to register at the membership desk if that's what you're here for. Overall, you can't beat Sydney Harbour for sheer magnificence and beauty. The casino is situated in a prime location. The only nitpick I can think of is it can be a bit of a walk from transport and accommodation. Accommodation is also expensive, but the scenery is sublime. For location and access, 4.5 stars. Category 2, game options. The poker room opens early at around 10 a.m. and runs until close at about 4 a.m. each day. Cash games run 8-handed, include $2, $3 with a max $500 buy-in and $2, $5 with a max $1,000 buy-in. Bigger games will often get up as well, although it seems the standard for $2, $5 is to straddle. It's not mandatory, it's not locked, but you will face significant social pressure if you don't do it. So most of the $2, $5 games are really $2, $5, $10. This doesn't seem to be the case at $2, $3, however, and Pot Limit Omaha is available as well. There are 3 tournaments running each week, including a $315 Monday Survivor Bounty, a $500 Freeze Out on Wednesday, and a $500 Monster Stack on Saturday. In addition to this healthy mix, I'm told that some of the major championship series that were here feature pre-COVID will be returning in 2024, though that hasn't been confirmed or formally announced at the time of recording. Even without this draw, however, Star Sydney Poker Room is decently sized with wide opening hours and a large range of options available to suit every preference. For game options, 4 stars. Category 3, service and experience. Overall, this is pretty good also. Hands play quickly, every table has a shuffling machine, the furniture is really comfortable and well kept, dealers are polite and efficient, and the setting is spacious and bright. Premium bottled water is available for free, and all tables have USB charging facilities that are local and abundant. TV screens are visible from every direction broadcasting live sports. One drawback at all star casinos is that dealers deal out of a shoe rather than simply pitching the cards, which slows things down a bit. The dealers are skilled at doing this and compensating for it. Other than water though, all food and beverages cost money. There are also no chip runners and you can't change chips at the table. While I generally don't mind dealers remaining focused on the action, the journey to the cage is actually quite a walk, so I recommend you buying up all the chips you're going to need before sitting down and reloading out of your pocket as you need it. The room can also get a bit noisy during the busy times, and with only one entry and exit from the area, it creates a bit of a traffic jam. English only is a rule at the table, but like many other places, it is not strongly enforced and can get a bit frustrating. Still, there are good food options nearby and the setting is clean, modern and comfortable. For service and experience, 3 stars. Category 4, Rake and Rewards. Okay, so for anyone who's seen my Australian reviews, you know the drill by now. Rake in Australia is expensive. At Sydney Star, Rake is 10% for pretty much all games with a $15 cap. Again, this is true at most stake levels, which does distort things somewhat. This makes $2, $3 Rake pretty bad, but if you're playing a $25.50 game, the Rake is excellent. There are no jackpots or high hand bonuses of any kind, or bad beats or races either. The only redeeming feature here is that tipping dealers is not allowed, and Sydney removed an additional time charge they once had, a charge that made the game completely unplayable. Still, it could really benefit from something to draw people from the gaming floor, like a flopped royal flush jackpot. There are some reward points you do get if you play with a membership card, but this is modest and doesn't make up for the issues elsewhere. Overall, for Rake and Rewards, 2 stars. Rules and quirks. Sydney Star Casino is pretty standard, but before I explain, I've published a new book on Kindle called Stoic: How to Control Tilt and Make Good Decisions. There I share 200 poker maxims from my private notepad, applying Stoic philosophy directly to poker. Obviously I'm biased, but this has honestly saved me more big blinds than literally any other product. If you'd like to improve your mental game and support this channel, see the link below. It's only $10 and I'd really love it if you left a review. But back to Sydney Star Casino. Like most Star casinos, the rules here are exceptionally standard and there shouldn't be much in the way of surprises. There's an optional under the gun straddle, 1 chip is a call, but other than that, everything should be pretty familiar. Broadly speaking, Sydney Star Casino is a location that Australian poker players love to hate. However, it's not really fair. It's actually a pretty good place to play poker, a great location, easily accessible with a wide variety of game types. It's an expensive place to stay and a lack of freebies and rewards is an obvious limitation, but Sydney Star Casino is a great place overall. 3.5 stars. We review new poker rooms regularly, so if you found value in this content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons because it's the only way YouTube will know this is the case. Also, if you have access to any Facebook groups or poker forums, please consider sharing this video because getting more views is the only way we can create more content. In the meantime, have you been to Star Casino in Sydney? If so, what did you think? Is there anything I've missed or recommendations you'd like to include? I'm sure everyone would appreciate it down below. If you want to check out more reviews, you can do so right now. Otherwise, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.